If you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for the housing market to change before you jumped in to start looking to buy a property, I'm here to let you know our market, it's changing. Yes, our inventory is still over 5,000 properties available to choose from, and this is the highest our inventory's been consistently going back to 2011. While our inventory did start 2025 over 5,000 properties, we did peak inventory-wise in April with 5,575 properties. We've been trending down ever since then. Currently, we're at the lowest inventory we've seen all year with 5,011 active listings. And if you're wanting to buy a property, you have an amazing selection of homes to choose from. 2024 was a slow year for real estate, and it was the slowest year we had in about 10 years. With 13,341 closings, we barely beat the sales we had in 2014. And so far here in 2025, we've been trending behind our sales from last year. Not by much though. Couple of months we've only been behind 2024 sales by 20 or 30 closings. But here in September, we actually beat our closing for September 2024. Really, there's momentum that's happening in the real estate market, and we are in a position to end the year pretty strong. And this momentum, it's going to set us up for a very strong first quarter in 2026. I know the interest rates, they've had a big impact on our housing market. And I'm sure everyone on the sidelines would love to see the rates return to what we were seeing in 2020, 21, and 22. However, these interest rates, they were artificially low and not very sustainable for our economy. Even looking at the decade 2010 through 2020, our rates there were lower than what we had seen in the 90s. If we can have the interest rates stay in the low to mid 6 range, maybe the upper 5% range, similar to what we were seeing in the early 2000s, this would be a reasonable interest rate that's healthy for the overall economy. For the most part, we've been in that healthy range for interest rates for the last 2 years. And looking at the interest rates for 2025, they've really been trending down. I would love to hear your perspective of what you think is happening with our interest rates and how it could affect you as a buyer. If you do have plans of becoming a home buyer in the semi-near future, sometime in 2026, it makes a lot of sense to start your game plan here in the fourth quarter of 2025. Start interviewing and finding a real estate agent. Start having that conversation with the local lender. See where your credit score is. Have an understanding of what your down payment will be, what your closing costs are going to be, and what to expect with your total payment, including principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. If you're considering a homeowners association, wrap in an estimate for the HOA payment too. And currently with 5,000 properties on the market for you to choose from, your ideal home could be on the market today. And if that's the case, wouldn't it make sense to try and purchase that home today when you see it? And really getting things lined up to start the process in the fourth quarter or possibly beginning of 2026. There's less buyers currently looking compared to what the spring market will be like. Now through the end of February is considered our slow season. Sales will be in the 800 to maybe 1,000 closings per month. Compare that to the 12 to 1,400 closings we'll see in the spring and summer market. Fewer people looking at the homes give you the advantage to negotiate. Work on a better price. Ask the sellers to contribute towards your closing costs. Ask the seller to make some repairs. So far in 2025, 36% of the closings had the seller contribute something towards the buyer's closing costs. On average, this has been almost $9,000. I'm also seeing sellers doing repairs for buyers as well. Repairs I've seen have been small items, some electrical or plumbing, to large ticket item repairs, new roofs, new HVAC systems, even replacing septic systems. Here are some other stats from September 2025. Average days on market, they're trending up. We average 75 days for closings to happen in September. We currently have a 4.85 month supply of inventory available. The average sales price was $429,000, which was slightly higher than last September. The median sales price was $352,000, and this was $13,000 lower than last September. Distressed properties, that inventory is up slightly. There's 72 bank-owned properties and 38 short sales currently on the market. Distressed sales are up slightly. We had 12 bank-owned properties closed in September and 2 short sales. No real alarming distress sale numbers as of yet. I'd say the best thing that I can point out from our September sales is we did not have a hurricane or named storm affect our housing market. Taking a look at our condo market, it's still in a mess. Even though the active inventory continues to pull back, we're currently at 269 condos available in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral. Sales are ridiculously low. There were 26 closings this past September for Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral combined. This is the slowest month for condo sales in 2025, but not the slowest that we've ever seen in the condo market. That actually took place in the fourth quarter of 2024. And the condo market that's near the beach is another fantastic opportunity for buyers that are considering getting a condo somewhere along the A1A corridor. Digging a little deeper into some of the condo data. Looks like half the sales were cash transactions. The other half, 10 of those used conventional financing. 2 of them were other. And we had 1 of them that used VA financing. And in case you were not aware, you can purchase a condo using your VA eligibility. It's important to note that not all condominiums can qualify for the VA loan in underwriting. This particular sale was at the Dolphin Beach Club in Cocoa Beach. And if you're interested in learning more about VA loans and what condos could be eligible, I'd be more than happy to set up a list. Just let me know in the comments. All right, other stats from the data. What's happening with the condo association fees? The condo association fees, they range from $325 a month to $991 per month. The median condo fee was $680 a month. Took on average 121 days for the condos to sell. We have a 10-month supply of condos available in Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral. And because of the good selection of condos, the lower number of sales happening, and the 10-month supply, prices are starting to trend down. The average condo sales price is down slightly at $381,000, and the median sales price came down a lot, $280,000. And this median sales price is in line with where prices were at way back in 2021. Let's take a look at what's happening in the Viera Century area. Active inventory here is actually up from what we were seeing at the beginning of 2025, a trend different than what we're seeing throughout the rest of the county. We ended September with 328 single-family homes available for sale. Even though normally I'm not a fan of seeing inventory rising, if you look at the sales for September, they were exceptionally strong. There were 115 single-family home closings for Viera Century. This is one of the strongest months for sales that we've seen since 2023. The average sales price did come down, $612,000 compared to $649,000 last year. And the median sales price, it was down, but only slightly, $618,000 compared to $620,000 last year. Some other interesting stats I saw for Viera Century: there were 46 single-family homes that sold for under $500,000, which is the most under 500 grand sales we've seen in 2025. Let me know if you'd like more info on other homes for sale in the Viera area that's under $500,000. It is taking slightly longer for properties to sell. We had 49 days on market this September, and the 5 best-selling subdivisions in Viera were in West Viera. Cross Molina had 14 sales, Bridgewater had 7, Laurasia had 6, Tresona had 5, and Strom Park had 4. So that's my update of what's happening with our housing market here on the Space Coast. Do you think we have that chance of ending 2025 strong and pulling ahead of our sales for 2024? Let me know in the comments. And if you do have questions about an upcoming move or any of the information I went over on this video, just know I'm here to help and answer your questions. This QR code, it will take you to my calendar. Grab a time that works for you. Let's have that discovery call. I'm also queuing up 2 more videos here to help you with your research of what's happening here in Brevard County. My name's Eric Larkin, a realtor here on the Space Coast. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see ya on the next show.